All right, welcome to another video from the chart readers. Hey, if you haven't already, please subscribe to YouTube. Regardless if you do or don't, I sincerely appreciate the time you are putting into watching these videos. I hope you're learning and I hope you're making some better decisions with these technical analysis updates. So I had more views than I expected on Friday or over the weekend. I don't really remember when I did it, but I was happy to see that people are starting to look at this, right? And I've always said I literally do this every day, so if I got more views, I'll record them. So let's do one middle of the week. Obviously, I'll talk about the last couple days a little bit more, but there's one thing I do just want to highlight that I didn't really include on the video. I did send this on my email group, so if you go to the website, you can sign up for an email that's completely free, and you'll just get some things early, right? That I just forget to include. So what am I showing here? Basically, from April, and don't get me wrong, the downtrend actually did start before April, but the back here is almost the same line, so I just kept it for simplicity, right? From April to basically this peak right here, it gives this line. It's definitely a downtrend line. It's sloped down, but it's not a crazy hard slope. This right here is a steeper slope, and generally as the slopes, as they move, that's a sign of just, bad things to come, right? So if you look, this had moments of a bad slope, right? It hits basically right here, mainly right here, again right here. It tries to break it and then fails, kind of keeps going. I should have kept drawing it, obviously not a great line, sorry about that. But once it breaks it, it then does this uptrend, right? And then once we got to this main line, it kind of made its way down, right? So what's happening now, it looks like, right, we've tried to break it here. We might be trying to break it here, and hey, even if we do, it's still about breaking this one, right? So that's kind of the importance I wanted to stress. From there, I'm going to zoom in and say the next thing. So this newest line really seems to be moving with this 20 moving average, right? Our orange line here. So we tried to break it once and we failed. We tried to break it twice and we failed. And really we're working our way up to maybe the third test, right? There definitely was a good RSI look on this test and it failed. Here again, not quite as steepy, right? That's a bad word, but not quite as sloped up or sharp of an incline, but nonetheless, I'm at least, I'm always generally optimistic. The one thing I don't like, so obviously these 2 days did close positive. They're both green, but we did close lower than yesterday. So yesterday ended here. We ended obviously down here, right? So look, it only is what? $30, $50, $20, right? Give or take $30. But I would have literally rather closed a penny over this line than down here where we did, okay? So hopefully tomorrow gives us either another close up here or makes a run at either breaking or sitting on the 20, right? So I need one more up. This was not a great confirmation. That said, hey, we are 2 days over the 8, right? That's been a struggle for quite a while, right? At least since middle of this month, middle of last month, right? So glad to be up here, but I've seen us fail this 20 twice already. We definitely need to break it, right? So one more thing, if you're part of the email group, you'll know these numbers already, but though there are only 2 lines in this channel, there are 3 other key numbers I do stress. It's 11,300, 11,500, and 11,700, okay? What I love seeing when I click into here, you'll see that the average 20 is roughly 11,300, and then you'll see the average 100 is basically sitting at that 11,700, right? So these 2 lines do represent my next kind of important numbers, right? With the 11.5 right in the middle. And then again, this is still that main channel, right? Either we break it and work our way up, or we lose it and work our way down, right? So still very key. Looking at the weekly, again, it's middle of the week, right? Only 2 days left. And right now we're trying to get over this 20 moving average, right? I love that we're over the line. Don't get me wrong. We literally lost it yesterday, right? But we've been a couple weeks under the 200, which is our furthest line out. It's also literally the last line out before just this drop, right? So do not want to lose the 200. And that's going to be the theme across, the other ones. I do remember that from the last video a couple days ago, right? But let's close over this. Let's hopefully for sure close over that. And then, obviously working our way back up over the 8, right? So we'll look at the monthly. Why not? Just really quickly. Okay, so on the monthly, it's the 50, right? So on the monthly, we want to get over the 50, still very early in the month, but it's an important line. On the weekly, we want to get over the 200, and then on the daily, we want to get over the 20. Okay, that's basically the boom, boom, boom for the NASDAQ. Let's take a quick look at the SP 500. Cool. Okay, one thing that I did love to see right there was it basically was the exact same chart, right? So this is the NASDAQ, boom, right? Same kind of curve, same little bunch of moving averages. This is the SP 500. Boom, same little curve, same moving averages. This one is a little lower, right? But again, I like seeing that. Continuity is key. So check this out. It does look like the S&P 500 actually did get over the 20, but it definitely didn't really hold it, right? Got over the 20, definitely didn't really hold it. This one, again, same thing. Still working its way up to the 20. This one actually has 3 days over the 8, right? So that's cool. This on the 3rd, it actually did close over as well. But again, gotta get over that. And I love the fact that I actually do have a line here, right? So we're not quite at my death line. We'll see that when I zoom out in the weekly. I don't need to do that. But good to see the continuity one more time. Let's zoom out to the weekly. Again, if you remember right there, right, the weekly was the 200. Again, the weekly is the 200 on the S&P. I love that. And again, still pretty far from the death line, right? The NASDAQ would literally lost it. This one still hasn't quite touched it, right? So, and then let's see if the monthly is near the 50. And again, not under the 50, but still pretty close to the 50. And that 50 seems to be kind of hovering around my death line number, right? So again, on the monthly, it was the 50. On the weekly, it was the 200. And on the daily, it's the 20. I love it. It's just continuity is key, right? Last up, let's look at the DJ30. Boom, same thing, right? So this one's a little bit of a mixed bag. We actually did close over the 20 and fail. Did not right here, and again, still haven't. This one actually got over it at some point in the day, but definitely closed under, and just like the other two, I just wish we closed a penny, just a penny, right, over yesterday. Would have been better than literally a couple dollars under. I realize it seems minimal, but that's what I'm expecting to see, right? This isn't some little stock, right? Or even an important, this is a 30 major stocks in the NASDAQ, right? I expect this, or I expect this, right? So that's why I'm just a little more, I guess like a little more critical, really, you know what I mean? So, and again, I want to stress it, just like the other two, this 20 has been kind of leading this new downtrend, right? So it's important for me to break the 20 across of them. Are we on? Yeah, I love it, right? It's important for us to hold the 200 across the weekly, and then this should be the 50. It is the 50 on the monthly, right? So nothing better than continuity. Still needs to do a little bit more for me to feel comfortable. I am honestly still sitting pessimistic, but believe me when I say the lines dictate my opinions, right? I'm obviously human. I'm limited in my emotions and how much they drive me. But look, if I see this break the 20 and then I see confirmation, believe me, I'm going to start thinking, oh, okay, maybe we're working our way up. Hey, I don't know if we're gonna, right? Let me just kind of show it one more time, right? Let me just go back to these downtrend lines. So again, from April, I'll use this peak right here to that peak right there. It doesn't look like much, right? But that would be new. This is definitely a downward slope. And then we're going to go from there to there, right? So look, if we break the 20, we can definitely run up to here because that's a nice little chunk of change, right? I don't know what percent that is, but that's definitely a good candle. From there, if we break this, obviously there's this right here, but we might make another run to this, right? And again, will it do that and then come back down? Will it break it and come back up to what these golden, where the money lines are, right? They're gold, baby. I want to get there. And I'm generally optimistic when I want to be, when I can be, and when the lines let me. There's still a lot of negativity. It's been a beautiful 3 days, a very good reversal to how last week ended. But there still should be a lot of caution, a lot of show me some proof before I give you my hard-earned money in your decision making, okay? Be safe out there. Hey, if enough people see this, I'll definitely make these more often, but crazy times out there, right? Just watch the market, react accordingly, and let the lines kind of dictate. I hope you're learning.